Hello and welcome. It's been a while. I'm sure you've missed us. We have definitely missed you guys. So today we, as promised, come back to speak about the topic on opposite sex friendships in a marriage or in a partnership. Yeah. So, okay, guys, as promised, let's just get straight down to it. We're not going to waste time. So, love, would you accept that I have male friends in our relationship?
It's a 50-50 thing, and it depends on that particular person. But at the same time, yes, you can, and somehow you have to draw the line as well. Talk, then I can elaborate on that.
Okay, so is the answer yes or no? Can I have male friends in our marriage?
These days, I will say yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll say yes, but in that, there's terms and conditions again on that.
Fair enough. Okay, so same question to me. Can you have female friendships in our marriage? And the answer is yes, you can. And I also agree with you. There has to be terms and conditions. There's lines that we have to draw that they cannot be crossed. So first and foremost, okay, I feel like, being able to answer that question confidently, whether you're saying yes or no, can also depend on your experience of the relationships in your past. For example, maybe your parents' relationship, your uncles, aunties, your elder brothers and sisters. If you've seen people being unfaithful or, being in marriage and, there's a lot of infidelity and there's a lot of, pretend friends that end up being the mamncane, the small house, or you end up maybe in a polygamous situation with a friend, with a former friend. I think we've seen it on that program that Mseleku does. What's that one? Umnawethu. Umnawethu. You see friends coming round and they're the ones the husband is actually bringing forth to say, oh, I've met a second woman that I would like to make her your sister wife.
And at least if I bring somebody whom at least you know where to take it from.
So you think you can cross your boundaries to the extent of...
No, not really. You can have a male friend, okay? But at the same time, it has to depend. But the dangerous, or maybe can be dangerous somehow. But what I can say, that friend, he has to draw the line, because once if we quarrel or we've got something, me and you have a problem, we need someone to say, someone is going to consult you, like that particular person. How is he going to do that? Is he going to give you a hug? You start telling him about me, I did this, all this and this and this. You never know. But these are the things which your male friend can end up. Because one day, let me say, you are dressed nice.
Sunshine, guys, I'm trying to avoid.
If you are dressed nice, you'll say to you, you are dressed nice. Maybe I haven't said that to you, maybe for 5 days, whatever it is. Maybe if feeling in color, I don't know. That's the way I take. It's good at the same time, but you have to be wise. Once if you are married, remember again, they say the best friend is your wife or your husband. But in situation these days, yes. I will say yes, but terms and conditions has to apply strongly.
Okay, so what are you saying? You talked about complimenting each other. So what are you saying? If I have a male friend, I shouldn't keep on complimenting them and I'm not complimenting you?
No, you can compliment me, but imagine I have my female friend, okay? I start saying, hey, all these things. I didn't say that to you. No, even not. It doesn't matter in front of you, not in front of you. Starting a small thing, and end up high. You can start up in a small thing. That male friend, which is going. If I look at her, I handle it. So maybe it can cause a problem, but at the same time, it depends the type of person or the one you choose.
Okay, so what I would say is maybe to avoid problems, let's just have a good foundation to the friendships or to the opposite friendships, opposite sex friendships that you have. So we really need to lay a good foundation. So the very first thing that would be the most important is that you introduce me to your female friends, and you really do explain who they are, how you met, you know, what interests you share, and what makes you tick, what makes the two of you click. You know, is it that you watch football together? Is it that maybe you talk the same, maybe you work in the same job, you know, so you like speaking about work and helping each other with assignments, or I mean with workload, whatever.
But at the same time, like I can say, if you once if you have a new friend which is coming from nowhere, you bring him in this house, say, this is my friend. How did you become friends in that particular person? Let me say you work together, maybe. Remember, somebody you work with is not your friend, it's a colleague. Maybe if you get along, it's a colleague. But there are friends, maybe whereby those people you grew up together from your childhood, all these things, they're still your friends up to date. You still have, you talk to your friends which you grew up to, you still speak to them, you're with them. I don't have a problem with that. Even whatever you talk, I don't even want to listen, because I know it's like, it's your friends, your brothers, let me say, if you've got any problem, you can talk to them. But just a friend coming from nowhere, it's my friend. That's why I said you have to be
limiting it. You're
no,
saying
I'm
so
not.
as an adult.
But because I've seen things happening.
But you're saying that as an adult, I cannot make opposite sex friends. You can only accept the ones from my childhood.
I can accept, depend the person, like depend on that particular person.
Okay.
You know, because you can accept. Yikho ngelinye ilanga ngeke ngathi sometimes zidla ulindile. Yebo, ungayiboni nje indawo ukuthi kwenzakalani, ngoba ikhona into enohlangana ngani, into enihlanganisayo. Into leyo nto neleyo elebe lihlanganisile sometimes it can becomes huge.
But that's what I'm saying, like you just have to explain what is it that is so common between you and that friend, that you actually need the opposite sex friend, you know, because generally, you know, I mean, I have loads of female friends, and my only male friends, for some reason, are my primary school people that I like grew up with, played with, and you know, so they're happily married, they've grown, you know, taken their own directions, but we have kept our friendship. But because in secondary school I went to a girls only school, in high school I only had 2 years, I didn't really make strong, deep friendships, so I don't really have male friends. After really primary school, I have to say, I don't think I met a few in college that I like. They're not deep friends, you know. They are friends that, you know, you say hi to or meet wherever you meet, but they're not people that I speak to every day.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair enough. I have made friends as well, but most of them, they're my home. I can say we are come together, we grew up together, we speak with them. Even some of them, like we used maybe work together before, or maybe we're together in college or sometime back in our secondary school. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we have to draw the lines, because what happens, their friend will start to say, you're beautiful, you are this and this, or this and this, or I start saying this and this and this. That's why I said terms and conditions, he has to apply that on those situations.
It's very hot, guys. So, okay, so setting, you said what, you have to set boundaries, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you have to set boundaries. That's what I'm saying. So say, for example, I think there's no problem with opposite sex friends in a partnership or in a marriage, but there definitely has to be boundaries. For example, if you start speaking with your female friends after midnight, or your phone is ringing at 5 o'clock in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
your female friend is over the phone, oh, I got stuck, I'm coming from the nightclub, I need you to come and give me a lift. Really?
Yeah. So what do you call that? Do you still call that your friend or something else?
No, they could be your friend, but they are crossing boundaries, or you have failed to create boundaries or to really put clear boundaries in your relationship to say, look, I know we're friends, I love you to bits, but I have a wife and you have to respect that part of my life. So
is your friend allowed to tell you that you are looking so beautiful today? Yes or no?
Well, they could say it in passing, because obviously, if you're genuinely generous friends,
if he says that more than maybe like 3 times a week, what do you say?
Then I have
what's your take
see
on
that as a red flag, because they can't find me beautiful 3, 4, 5 times a week, and they've known me so many years, and every day they have to
I'll tell you
compliment me.
something, okay?
Yeah.
I do understand. Do you know that when someone says it's a friend, that person will be a friend. Your friend can say something like that, not meaning that maybe he is after you or I'm after her, because that particular is your friend. But these are the things that sometimes you say, hey, my friend, how can you see your friend that is so beautiful? You see, maybe in order to give him or a light that no, I think maybe this is too much when you're saying those words. Because when you want, like, let me say, like as I said, let me say, if we're quarreling, we're doing something, you'll need somebody to speak to. And then your friend, you'll speak to, you'll tell your friend. Do you understand?
Let's go
Then
back
your
to
friend,
compliments.
how is he going to answer that? And how is he going to advise you? Like, if I've done this, you do this and this and this.
Okay, let's go back to compliments. We're sorry, you've gone to another point. So the compliments part, the truth is that if someone is beautiful, they're beautiful. If someone is good looking, maybe we're meeting at a wedding and your friends walks by, you say, umhle namhlanje. You know, I don't think there's any harm in that. Oh, yazi yakuhlala isudu le. I don't think there's any harm in that, but not an everyday acknowledgement. And the other thing is, if you have a female friend that's undeniably more beautiful and attractive than me, that obviously will create a threat with me. Not necessarily meaning that I'm a jealous person, but obviously won't sit well with me, because you know. So it does, like, yeah, so you know, this girl has, and the other thing is that's the danger, because the thing is, you're only human. So there is no way you will not notice that, hey, and every day you're spending time with that friend, every day you're meeting for lunch, you're meeting for dinner, you will end up having, you know, further attractions, because she's undeniably attractive. Yeah.
You can go to the restaurant, look at the menu. You're not going to eat anything. You can go to the garage, have a look around the cars. You're not going to even buy it.
Then it's
looking
not appetizing.
is nothing. Yeah, but it's nothing. You can say. I'll tell you something. And again, because I do understand you, but at the same time, again, let me say, your friend maybe is wearing something very nice. Okay, where did you buy this? I want to buy it for my wife.
And she'll get angry.
No, I'm trying to be honest. I've done that. Even though it's not my friend, but I said, where did you buy this?
Well,
and he told me, and then I went there, and then I bought that for you. I said, I've asked.
Yeah, but not from your friend, love. Not from your friend. Not from your female friend. Because I don't think it would be nice for me to also start wearing clothes looking like your friend's clothes.
Why? What's wrong?
Are you trying to make me a copy of your friend?
Yeah. Sometimes you never know. If you think that's one you can do, copy and paste,
and I
maybe.
would think that you are trying to recreate your friend. Why didn't you just get your friend then? If you're finding that all the clothes she's wearing, they're nice. I wouldn't like that either, and I don't think she would appreciate it also. But anyway, so then you spoke about what point I said you're jumping over to. Oh yeah, when you have problems in our relationship. So yeah, that is dangerous, because say, for example, if you have if we're fighting, we're arguing, and every time we have a fight, you go to, let's give your friend a name. Let's call her Mary. Okay, let's call her Mary. So if every time we're fighting, you're speaking to Mary, maybe you can call my friend John. So every time we fight, you go and speak to Mary. Every time we have an argument, you go to speak to Mary. Every time you think, oh, I need fresh air after an argument, you close the door, you go to Mary.
So Mary will be fine, because I've got someone to lean, to tell, maybe can advise me. I'll tell you something. That's why I said it depends, a particular person. I have a male friend myself.
A male friend or a female?
A female friend, sorry to say this. Maybe I'm belong to somewhere else. Anyway, I have a female friend. Let me say, if I have a female friend, that particular person, I'll say, in this situation, what can I do? That's why I said, you have to draw the line. I have to know exactly which ways can I say, what can I tell you. Some of the things which is happening in my household, and start telling Mary all these things, etc., etc., etc. Mary, she's a human being either. she has a friend somewhere, somehow, will start saying, I got a call from me, I was complaining about this and this, my wife did this and this. And then that thing, like everybody, like end of the month, like find that everybody knows the situation now. That's why I said you're allowed to do it, but you have to be extra caution when you talk about your wife or your partner to your fellow or friend, opposite friend. Is very, very, very important. These are the things which you have to be very, very, very. I've seen people doing that, and I've seen people now being trapped just like that in this situation.
Okay, so I hear you. So you're worrying up. Well, yeah, the truth is that Mary is also only human. She may, whatever you're failing to keep within your marriage, she'll also fail to keep it within her heart. You know, she'll pass it on, she'll talk to someone, or she may also still be seeking for advice. You know, she may go to Primrose and ask, Uchaga came to me with problems and I need to know how I can advise him to solve this issue. And also Primrose will go and speak to Savannah, and the cycle goes on and on and on. But my fear, apart from this, apart from our marriage problems spreading around, my biggest fear will be that she is going to be this lovely ear that listens to you. She's going to be this lovely friend who's always there. You know, when you're sad, you speak to her. When you're happy, you speak to her. When you need a shoulder to cry on, she's there. She will give you the shoulder. Maybe you feel like I don't. So at the end of the day, to feel like you're getting more love and attention from her. And that on its own can encourage attraction, physical attraction. You may start feeling that she'll be more of a wife than Cleo. You know, that is a danger in itself, that you find that person more attractive at the end.
And start marrying your friend.
And start bringing her too. And bring her to me and say,
at least you know her, you won't have a big problem on that. These are the things which I do understand really what you're saying there. In that situation, when there's something happening in your home, these are the things you're not supposed to go and talk to your friend. Or anyhow, you have family members whereby you can go to, knowing that this is a family member. It's not going to change it around. It's there to help you. A friend will help you. It can trap you. Imagine I'm speaking to your friend, something very deep. Believe me, that friend one day, you see.
What if even that your friend that you think is your friend, what if she's actually attracted to you more than for just
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm being like, whenever I have a problem, I end up trapped. If I end up trapped, asas. Manje sengena endlini masingena endlini okuzaphuma nzima yebo sesiyongena sonke sesihleka sesikwelinye ilona situation. So how do you sort that out now? How are you going to solve it? Because you put yourself in there, and then now when me and your friend, when we talk about you.
Is it my friend or is it your friend? People are so confused. It's not my friend that you are friends with.
No,
yeah, we're talking about your own female friend, right? So okay, then I think another solution to this opposite sex friend of yours, ukuthi ingaphazamisi relationship yethu, for your friendship not to affect our marriage. I think the most important thing is that you get your female friend, you get married to acknowledge my presence in your life. She should always remember that I am the wife. She should always remember that I am the first love. She should always remember, unless otherwise you've told her differently, that, oh Mary, you know, I met you first, you'll always be first in my heart. Then she will be able to.
But when I say that to Mary, she's not a friend, then it's somebody who maybe where, like when you say, okay, I fancy Mary, because when I say
that you met her first before me.
Yeah, but look, you wouldn't say that to your friend, because that's not a friend.
Some friends feel entitled like that, oh, you know, you only met your wife 5 years ago, but our friendship has lasted 8 years.
But remember, once those type of friends, like as you said, let me go back. You said, like, I had my friends, which is from before I even know that there was somebody who was like you existing in life. When I meet you, I tell my particular friend, look, I've got who and who. Cleo is my wife. what you think, like, because it's a friend, start sending photos, whatever. Now she knows that you are there. But that's what I'm saying. That friend, a female friend, to me, she has to be a female friend, but she has to like a sister. That's the only way. Because once if you go beyond that, I'm telling you, you are going to find yourself being trapped easily, very easily.
Yeah, so that's the point we're putting across, that guys, I feel that for your marriage to stay safe and as well be able to make friendships of whatever sex you need, you just need to make sure that your friends acknowledge your wife or your husband, that they respect them, that they know where they stand when it comes to marriage, when it comes to what time they can call, what time they can be looking for you to come and assist. Not in the middle of the night, guys. Not at 4 o'clock in the morning when others
What's that?
not when others are still busy in the mornings, guys, and then you are calling that,
What
hey,
is
I've
that?
had a car breakdown. No. Okay, so now let's look on the other side of our topic. If you're saying no, if you know you cannot, it's not possible, you should not, what about the other person who says no, it can't be awenze ukuthi umuntu abe ne opposite sex friend?
They are fine. I'll tell you something, okay? If you don't want more problems in your relationship, and even the Bible says so, the only friend is your wife. The only friend is your husband. I'll open that. Remember, when you are getting married, you're looking for a friend, not friends. A friend. Remember this: a friend, not friends. That person is your friend. That's why I said, when we go about marriage lessons, is only one friend, your wife or your husband. But because in this new generation, we end up having opposite friends. And
opposite sex friends.
Yeah. And then those people, like now, I said, yes, I agree that they have to be there, but somehow, we have to draw the line that we are not going to talk as far as this and this and this and this. This is what I'm saying. You see? And I'm not denying that. But if you want to go deeper, like I remember when we were getting married 2004, Mr. Mtombe, what he gave me, if this is your friend now, you don't have other friends, that is your friend. I don't want to come there to find your friend missing you. He didn't come here to watch Amabonda or Rama television. She came here for you. What was he meaning by that? He was meaning that you are my friend. You can tell in new generation now.
People are allowed to make choices of who they want to be friends. Because honestly, if you start saying you can't have this friend, you can't have that friend, I feel restricted. I feel like, saying kamegile, I'm suffocating in this relationship. It's always nice to have the freedom, and it's up to me to make that decision that, you know what, I'm gonna keep my marriage peaceful, I'm gonna keep my marriage happy, I'm going to limit my male friends to as little or to no male friends, if that's what I'm also comfortable with. But you don't want to be feeling suppressed or deprived or suffocated in a relationship. And then one thing that I also want to say is, I think it's up to the person who has an opposite sex friend to actually prioritize, to set their priorities right. Because imagine if I'm with you and then you're saying, oh, today's a Saturday, I know Mary likes Nando's on Saturdays. Ususuga. You are now taking your car.
What if Mary like Nando's? What should I say? You say it's a friend.
Mary not have a partner or other friends that can bring
Can
Nando's to them.
I'll tell you
Why
something.
should my husband be the one bringing?
Yeah, but let me say we found that Mary doesn't have a boyfriend. Maybe the boyfriend left.
So
or the
now
husband
you're
left.
playing boyfriend too.
No, I'm not playing that, but he's a friend. That's what I'm saying. You have to draw
And
the
then
line.
maybe, okay.
We go together and drop the Nando's
No,
there.
why should I now be leaving my other duties to accompany you to bring Nando's for me? Or let's say, we go to the same church. On our way to church, say, oh, let's stop by the garage. I need to get latte. I know how Mary likes her latte. How? Have you ever brought me latte at the home?
Maybe don't like it. Okay, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What is a friend?
Someone that you enjoy spending time with and speaking to, and that you feel that
Correct.
are enhancing your life
So,
in one way or another.
Yeah, and the way I'm asking you, your reply is very good, and you are detailing it very well. That is a friend. When Mary says, I want a Nando's, she's telling a friend. And what is the reply from the friend? What did you have to do? As long you know Mary, that Mary is there, she's my friend, Mary do exist in my life. I'll say, Mary is looking for Nando's. Do you have any spare time that we can go and buy and go to it?
And then tomorrow Mary wants KFC. You are running.
No, but that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. But I'm saying is either you go with that or opposite sex friend, or you don't. But once if that person exists, that's going to happen.
Well, my answer, guys, is that it's up to every relationship. It's up to the two of you. There is no one answer fits all. What works for me and you may not work for John and Jenny. You know, what works for John and Jenny may not work for.
But you know, I have my female friends. Some of them you took them away. Now they are now yours, but even they were mine. No problem with that. That's what I said. Once if you have them, you have to draw the line. You have to make sure your own friends.
Which female friend did I take from you?
Remember, she was my friend.
Anyway, guys, Mina, I have no problem with female friends. What's most important is that my partner or my husband sets good boundaries, prioritizes me in our relationship or in his relationships, introduces me to all his friends and know who exactly they are and what are the purposes of the friendship. I have no problem, and I would expect the same back, that I'm not restricted to, you know, who can you or can you not be friends with. As long as I'm staying respectful in my friendships, in my relationships, and staying clear, you know.
But as long you don't chat after 11 midnight.
Well, there's no, you know, like I'm saying, it's just about respecting.
But what you'll be talking like a midnight?
No, I wouldn't do that anyway. So I'm saying, look, people do it differently. If you guys want to put 1 a.m. or 10 p.m., it's up to that relationship, you know, how you guys want to do it. But look, guys, if you're still watching up to this stage, we really appreciate you. Please do press that subscribe button and do press that like button if you've enjoyed the conversation. It helps us grow our channel to reach more and more people out there. And what can you say, love?
Button. Please subscribe.
Do subscribe.
Subscribe and like.
And thank you so much for your support. Take care of yourselves and of each other. Bye bye.
Thank you.